Many of us have experienced the frustration of trying to eat healthy, only to have our efforts sabotaged by expired food. However, what if there were foods that never expire? This video will show you 12 foods that never go bad. From honey to salt, these foods will last you a lifetime. So if you're curious about which foods have a longer shelf life, watch this video and learn how to stock your pantry with long-lasting foods. 1. Honey. Honey is one of the world's oldest sweeteners. However, it is one of the foods that never expires. Your great-great-grandparents used to keep jars of honey in their pantry, and they still did not spoil. There are many reasons why this sweetener never expires. Honey, a substance made by bees, has very high sugar content. When bees make honey, they add their enzymes to the nectar and turn it into food. These enzymes are what helps preserve the food because they prevent the growth of bacteria, yeast, and other microorganisms. If you have honey older than a month or two, you may notice that it begins to crystallize. This crystallization is not a sign of spoilage or expiration. It's just the sugar content in the honey crystallizing. If this happens, you can put your honey jar in warm water to dissolve the crystals, and it will be as good as new. 2. Sugar. Sugar is another food that doesn't expire. It's a carbohydrate and contains calories. Sugar is a white crystalline solid extracted from many foods, notably sugar cane and sugar beets. This food ingredient doesn't expire because of its simple chemical structure. It features pure sucrose and contains no water or oxygen. This quality makes it a stable product and doesn't allow the sugar to spoil. If you notice your sugar has turned hard, this state implies it has crystallized but is still good to use. You can use a spoon or your hands to break up the crystals. Afterwards, add it to warm water and mix until the sugar has dissolved completely. 3. White rice. White rice is often the base for many meals and is loved by many people. This food is cheap and easy to prepare. It also has a longer shelf life than other foods if you store it properly in airtight containers free from moisture, insects, and rodents. You may be wondering why white rice doesn't expire. White rice has a high starch content, making it hard for microorganisms to grow. It is also a low-moisture food, so it doesn't spoil easily. These grains are the perfect food for storing in your emergency kit. It's great for everyday meals, especially when combined with other foods. You can even use it to make desserts and other sweet treats. 4. Salt. Preserving foods with salt is a common practice worldwide, especially in the food industry. Salt kills bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that cause food to spoil. You can preserve your foods by salting them or using salt-preserved products sold in supermarkets. This prevalent kitchen ingredient is a mineral composed primarily of sodium chloride, a chemical compound belonging to the larger class of salts and essential for living organisms. Salt is a mineral and a crystalline solid that does not spoil. It has been used for thousands of years, and as long as it's kept dry, it will remain intact for many more. 5. Vanilla extract. Many people believe that vanilla extract goes bad after a certain period. The truth is that it doesn't spoil at all. You can keep vanilla extract in your pantry for years without any problem. Ensure the bottle is tightly closed and stored in a dark cupboard. Do not expose it to sunlight. Vanilla extract does not expire because the alcohol used for extracting the vanilla beans prevents it from going rancid. Vanilla extract is made by steeping vanilla beans in high-proof alcohol and water. This method creates a highly concentrated, flavorful liquid with a long shelf life by preventing the growth of bacteria. The alcohol prevents the vanilla from spoiling because it does not provide a favorable environment for yeast or mold. High-proof alcohol kills most bacteria that may be present. 6. Vinegar. Vinegar is another popular kitchen staple that has a long shelf life. It is made by fermenting the natural sugars found in fruits or grains. Vinegar is an acidic liquid that contains acetic acid. Acetic acid is a chemical compound that inhibits the growth of most bacteria, molds, and yeast by lowering the pH inside cells. The acidity also prevents food from spoiling because it denatures proteins on a molecular level and damages cell membranes. 7. Cornstarch. Cornstarch is a substance made from powdered corn, and you can mix it with water to make a paste. This powdery substance serves as a food preservative due to its long shelf life. It clogs the pores of bacterial cells, reducing their ability to exchange nutrients and waste. Additionally, it inhibits growth by raising the pH of the cell environment. This way, The bacteria cannot grow and reproduce successfully, preventing the substance from spoiling. 8. Soy sauce. Soy sauce, an ingredient processed from fermented soybeans, is essential in many Asian dishes. This sauce contains sodium, vinegar, and protein and has a salty flavor that adds flavor to food without adding extra calories. Bacteria in food can damage and lead to food poisoning, a severe health concern. Vinegar's acidity helps keep the numbers of bacteria in check, preventing the sauce from going bad. Also, the protein content of soy sauce helps prevent bacterial growth by clogging the pores of bacterial cells. These constituents help preserve soy sauce for long periods. You can store a typical bottle of soy sauce for many months without refrigeration, provided it is sealed tightly and kept in a cool, dark place. 9. Maple syrup. Maple syrup is a sugary syrup made from the sap of maple trees. It is a common ingredient in many breakfast foods and baked goods. This ingredient is a pure sugar solution, and this sugar does not spoil. It does not contain enough food for bacteria to feast on and won't get damaged. 10. Dried beans. When beans are dried, you eliminate bacteria and can store the product for a long time without spoiling. A study done by the National Center for Home Food Preservation in 2010 showed that properly dried beans stored at room temperature were still good after 10 years, as long as you seal the package and keep the beans in a cool, dry place. Dried beans will not expire. Properly stored, they can last for many years. The only way to spoil dried beans is to get them moldy or infested with weevils. 11. Powdered milk. Dairy products are usually highly perishable due to their high water content. However, powdered milk is an exception. You can store it for a long time without spoiling due to low moisture content. Powdered milk will not expire even if left unrefrigerated for months or years. 12. Coffee. Some people store their coffee in the freezer to keep it fresh. However, frozen coffee beans will not stay fresh for more than a few weeks. If you want to store your coffee beans for a long time, it is better to ground and then vacuum seal them. This way, you can keep them for a long time because there's no vapor for yeast and mold formation. To conclude, you may be wondering why some foods never expire. Foods that never expire are basically foods that resist the natural decomposition process. They are protected through dehydration, freezing, salting, or pickling. These methods preserve the food's chemical composition and nutritional value, lasting for a long time. The dehydration process prevents the growth of bacteria, thus allowing the food to last longer than its counterpart. On the other hand, freezing prevents bacteria growth by slowing their metabolism. Properly stored, you can expect frozen foods to last longer. Foods that are pickled or salted have low moisture content, so these foods can last for a longer time. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to Natural Health Remedies. And don't forget to give this video the thumbs up. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this next video on 15 best healthiest foods with no carbohydrates or no sugar. Thanks for watching and bye for now.